Yeah! Let's go!
Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and welcome to the Miami Dolphins franchise here on Madden 22 Next Gen. This is going to be quite the journey. The Miami Dolphins are a team that exceeded expectations last year. Remember 2020 predictions? They were expected to win like 5 games with Tua at quarterback and Ryan Fitzpatrick. They shattered that, and they had a remarkable season. Now the expectations are high. Now, looking at who we will take over with, Coach St. Pierre, a former college running back, fictional running back, who did not make it to the pros, but he is trying his shot as a head coach. Now, going into the settings here to start this franchise, we will play on all Madden in simulation. I will also not use that pre-order bonus. If you do pre-order the game, you get 60 staff points. And then I will modify the staff talent cost modifier, which basically says how much it takes to upgrade certain skill trees. And we will make that the slowest, so it will take us the longest to rebuild our staff. So let's start with our staff. At offensive coordinator, we have Dan Hampton. Now, since I do have it at the slowest, it's not going to take the normal 10 staff points to upgrade skills. It takes 30. So right now we're starting with none. So we literally start at ground zero, and it's going to take a while for us to even go down one of these trees. We have 2 choices. On the block is more of blocking offensive line focus and fullbacks and tight ends blocking focused. And then the other tree is more of finesse, like receivers, route running, things like that. Now on defense, our skill tree is kind of unlocked here. We have a decent defensive coordinator, and he does have the first skill unlocked for the trench play, which allows superstar X factors. And then going to the practice makes perfect, he is more geared towards the secondary, so we will be upgrading that as the season goes forward. But first, probably upgrading the offensive skill tree as much as possible if we can. We do have skill points for the head coach, and we can use those to also upgrade the player personnels and also give them boosts as well. So looking at our roster just as a whole, we'd have no superstars or X factors on offense, but we do have 1 superstar and 1 X factor on defense. So that's where we begin here on our roster with Xavier Howard, the only superstar X factor on the team. He is the number 6 ranked cornerback in the league. You can already see right here, he is a very dominant corner, and this is going to be the strength of our team. Xavier Howard being a top cornerback in the league is definitely going to allow us to build other parts of our defense, because right now the secondary is a strength, because Byron Jones is right behind him. He is the 2nd best player on defense and the 2nd best player on our team overall wise. He is the number 12 ranked cornerback. Good speed at 92. He is 28 years old. He is not that old at all. 88 man coverage, 91 zone. He is an all-around cornerback. I think that that's going to be something that we will have to play to our strength. As we move over to the offensive side of the ball, Mike Gesicki is the top offensive rated player on the squad. Now, he is 25, going into a contract year as well. I will try to lock him up for sure. He is a number 6 ranked tight end, and it's very hard to kind of find good tight ends in this game. If you have one, you better lock him up. 83 speed, which is decent for a tight end. 88 catching, which is very good. Spectacular catch and catching traffic are both in the high 80s as well. And then our top receiver and our 2nd best offensive player is actually Will Fuller, who signed here in free agency on a 1-year deal. And he is fast, 95 speed. I think the issue with Will Fuller is, can he stay healthy? I mean, he has not been able to put together a full season of being healthy. And that's the one thing to keep your eye on. Can we keep him healthy? And when it comes to practicing and game planning, I'm definitely going to be looking to probably sit him out more than often, or maybe just do half pads for him. We'll have to see. So that brings us to the most important position on the field, and that is quarterback at Tua, where we have Tua Tugaviloia there. And he has actually better throw power than I thought he would have in this game at 88. I thought it would be definitely lower, but his calling card is his accuracy, and that's something that we're going to have to play off of and really, like I said, use play action, get open throws, nice easy throws for Tua. We still want to develop him, and right now he is actually a bottom 5 starting quarterback, so we're going to have some developing to do with him. Behind him, we have Jacoby Brissett, who is not a bad backup. So, in the offseason, there have been rumors that Tua has been rumored to be in trade rumors with Deshaun Watson. I think those rumors might be dead right now, but it's interesting. But we do have Jacoby Brissett backing him up just in case something happens to Tua. Now, at running back, this is probably one of the weakest parts of the team. I believe they were ranked in the bottom 5 as far as rushing attack last year. I think they may have been dead last, to be quite honest, or second to last. Myles Gaskin is a starter, and he is right now number 70 in the league as far as ranked running backs goes. I mean, that's how bad we are at running back. Malcolm Brown came over in free agency as well. He is 28, more of a power back, not really going to provide much of shiftiness to him. Then we have a couple of, third and fourth stringers who I just don't have anything for right now. I mean, they are just guys on the squad as it stands today. Now, our receiving group is very, very interesting. I think we have some guys that are very, very similar. A lot of speed, but the one guy that maybe is the guy that can go up and get it, be that guy on the goal line, maybe have some fade routes throwing him the ball, is Devontae Parker, 6'3", now going into his 7th season. The last 2 years were the best 2 years of his career so far, and he is locked up for the next 3 seasons, so he will be on the outside for those years. Then there's the rookie Jalen Waddle out of Alabama, and he is the guy that we're really going to build around in the slot. 97 speed. His change of direction is awesome. We're going to need to develop his route running, but I'm not that worried about it. I think the one thing that I'm worried about is his health, but we'll see if we can keep him healthy. He is going to be a dynamic playmaker with the ball in his hands. At 97 speed, who's going to catch him on defense? We also have Jakeem Grant, who will be our primary kick and punt returner. And then behind them, we also have Albert Wilson, who I actually really, really like, but he is getting older at age 29, still capable of doing some things. And Preston Williams is a younger receiver at age 24. I actually really like Preston Williams. He's a guy that we can develop. He is normal dev, so it will take quite a bit of stats, to be honest, to kind of get him to the next dev trait if we have that opportunity in the scenario engine, but we'll have to see. Now, the tight end group is interesting. Behind Gesicki, we do have a couple of options. Not great, but decent backups. Hunter Long was a draft pick of the Dolphins this year, and he is a guy we can possibly develop. And like I said, Gesicki is a free agent, but if for some reason he does not want to resign, we're going to depend on Long to be probably the long-term guy. He was a third-round pick out of Boston College, sure-handed as well. Well, the weakness of this team is the offensive line. Can we keep Tua upright? Can we run the football? I'm not sure, but none of these offensive linemen really excite me at all. I think this is the part of the line part of the team we're going to really have to develop. But we do have Liam Eichenberg, who was a solid tackle at Notre Dame. Honestly, I'm surprised he's not rated a little higher. He was very, very good at Notre Dame, and he is huge, 6'6", 303. He will be the starter at right tackle. DJ Fluker is actually on IR. I'm actually going to cut him from the squad. So right now, the base rosters, he is on the team. But now we move over to defense, where we look at Emmanuel Ogbah, and we're looking at probably the best pass rusher we have on our team as it stands today. And we're looking at him, 83 power moves, 82 speed, 85 play rec. That's actually very, very good. I'm going to be looking for him to make plays, along with Christian Wilkins on the defensive line. I expected him to be a little bit better with his power moves, but he actually is a number 20 ranked right end. Decent block shedding at 79. Tackling is high at 88. Awareness at 80 as well. But I definitely want to see him develop some more. Raekwon Davis is a decent defensive tackle. He's in his second year out of Alabama. I'm looking forward to really developing him. And I kind of like our offensive line right now, or our defensive line right now. I think we have a good blend of youth and speed and size. I think we are in good shape right there that we can develop these guys. Now, in the first round, the Miami Dolphins took Jalen Waddle, and they also took Jalen Phillips. 2 Jalens here on both sides of the football. Man, Phillips is good, though. I mean, he is a physical freak. He's 6'5", 260. I mean, the guy is amazing. He has hidden dev trait. I wonder what that dev trait is going to be, but I'm definitely going to use him in pass rushing situations, and I definitely want to develop him. He's going to be the key to our pass rush. I think that's one thing that Miami does not do well. It's get after the passer. Now, at middle linebacker, I think we're pretty much set at this moment right now. Bernard McKinney is going to be the starter at middle linebacker along with Baker behind him. But then at right outside linebacker, I really like Andrew Van Ginkel, not because I am from Wisconsin and he did go to Wisconsin, but because he is just a solid outside linebacker. He doesn't do anything bad except for zone coverage, but that's okay. I think that we can develop that if we really need to. I'm going to use him in pass rushing situations mostly, though, too. So we'll see how that goes. Now, the strength of this team is definitely going to be our cornerback group, and the reason why we are going to stress linebackers, especially with development, is because our cornerbacks are kind of set right now for the next 2 years at least, with Howard and Byron Jones being under contract. And then we have Justin Coleman, who is here for 1 year. And then we have Jason McCourty, who is also here for 1 year. And then we have a couple of younger cornerbacks here, like this guy out of Auburn. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce his last name, but he is actually a decent development guy, 23 years old in his second year. I think that he is going to be a nice guy that we can develop, and we'll see what happens with the rest of that depth at cornerback. I'm not really sure. That's a lot of guys there. Now, Javon Holland was drafted in the second round out of Oregon. He is a very good safety. I think he could have been the top safety off the board if it wasn't for Mulrig that went to, I believe, the Vikings. And Holland is very good. I say he needs some developing though across the board, but he has a good base, 89 speed, and I think that his zone and man will have to go up. His tackling could be better, but like I said, that can definitely develop over time. Eric Rowe will be the starter at strong safety. He is an all-around safety. He has decent zone at 76. He can also play some man coverage as well with 79. Play rec at 82 as well. Brandon Jones will be backing him up, the second-year pro out of Texas. And he will kind of have a skill set that's similar to a big hitter, but we'll see what he develops into. I'm not really sure right now. Jason Sanders is a pretty good kicker. I didn't realize he was just 25. That's really good. And then our punter, we'll ride with him right now. We'll see how he does. But I want to get a punter who can really boom the football. And looking at our draft capital in the future, we do have 1 first-round pick this year, but we have 2 next year. San Francisco made that trade up to get Trey Lance, and they ended up trading 2 firsts to do so. And we will have 2 firsts in season number 2. And just how this will go, the scouting update in franchise, EA will release that sometime, they say, mid to late September, but you never know, it could be pushed back. So I will start this now, and when that time comes around, I will just recreate this team at that point. So if we're in season 3, for example, week 1, I will just recreate the entire thing to get that scouting update, because you do have to restart your franchise or start fresh to get that scouting update. So I will do that whenever we need to resume this franchise, and I want that scouting update. It's one of the biggest things we're waiting on here. I bet you all franchise players are waiting for it. No idea when the release date for it's going to be, but they did say that it will be sometime in September. So I'm looking forward to seeing that in the game. Now, I won't focus on game planning here in the preseason, but we will play the Bears in week number 1, and then we will play the Bengals in week number 3. But this is kind of what it looks like. You kind of get the defensive key players, you game plan against them, and then the offensive players, you game plan against them, and you kind of choose your game plan. You get to see team stats, what the team is best at, what you're best at, what they're best at, and what is recommended to game plan. And then you have still your focus players. You can unlock certain skill trees, I guess attributes, whatever you want to call them, and unlock more skill players. But it takes more than, it's going to take a long time for me to get them because I'm on the slowest setting. But if you do play on the normal, you can possibly get them sooner. You can unlock one at a time. I believe it's in the player personnel tree. So let's get into some highlights here in the preseason. I just want to kind of get used to the game. The game has just came out, so I want to get used to it here in the preseason. It plays pretty similar to Madden 21, but it does play a little bit different, and I have not played Madden in a while now. So I'm just now getting into the swing of things. Let's check out this team in the preseason. So here is Tua starting out with our first possession here on the road at Soldier Field. He will take off to left side. Tua does have speed, but I'm not going to try to scramble a whole lot with him. I do want to keep him healthy. So here he is with 3 wide receivers out there to the right side. Here's a throw to the sideline, looking for Devontae Parker. That one will be incomplete. He must have had a foot on the line. So that brings it to a 3rd and 10. Tua throws deep. He's got a man. That is Albert Wilson at the 50-yard line. He gets behind the defense. We went for the possession catch on that one, but maybe if we would have went for the run after catch, that one could have been housed for 6. But it's a great throw by Tua. First down, the first big play of the preseason. So at the 49 now, here's a handoff. This time it's Myles Gaskin up the middle. He picks up a gain of 9. Now, one thing I'm worried about with the running game is really our offensive line. Will we block well enough to be able to run the ball and have a balanced attack? Play action fake now on a 1st and 10. That is Mike Gesicki fighting for that contract here, and he will be a big-time weapon for us in this offense, and that's what I want to do. I want to use a play action to free up Gesicki. So inside the 10 now, here for a 3rd and goal, and there is that offensive line. Akeem Hicks gets in. He actually breaks a double team on that sack. Just take another look. He just breaks a double team like it's nothing, and he gets in for the sack. And that is one thing that I'm going to have to be careful with. Getting rid of the football is definitely going to be a huge priority for us if we want to keep Tua healthy. So here is Justin Fields now on the field as he is the starter for the Bears. He throws across the middle, and that is Bernard McKinney with a big-time hit, and it will be a forced fumble and recovery. How about McKinney? He is going to be a big-time leader here in the middle of this defense. If he can do things like that, that is going to be huge for us here in this season. As now we take back over in the second quarter. Now here is Jacoby Brissett out onto the field. I definitely want to see what he can do. Here he does find Henry Long inside the 5-yard line. Long has great hands. I'm glad that he does start out with great hands because we don't have to really develop that. I want to develop his route running ability right away. But here is Malcolm Brown punching it in just from inside the 10, and we will strike first here in this game. And now it is a 9-0 game here with about a minute left here. And here is pressure, and that will be a sack. Gibson is there, and he gets to Brissett. That one will be a loss of 7 yards. So just about 30 seconds left in the first half. Here is Brissett now, lobbing it to the end zone. He's got a man in the back of the end zone. It's a touchdown. Albert Wilson. Take a look at the route he runs on this one. It was just a straight fade. He had Eddie Jackson on him, and what a route. What a throw, perfect timing. It was just a perfectly executed play. And we go on to win our first preseason game 19-6. I definitely just wanted to get a quick look at the offense in this one. And I think that we do have a good base right now as far as our weapons goes. And I think that receivers, really good. Running back group, not so sure about yet. Malcolm Brown did have 68 yards on 19 carries, though. Myles Gaskin, I tried to run the ball with him a little bit, but I do still have injuries on. I wanted to be realistic. I thought about turning injuries off in the preseason, but I just want to be smart with it and just be like, hey, I'm not going to play these guys as much. So I will still keep injuries on. And then on defense, we didn't really do anything as far as sack-wise goes. But we did have 2 interceptions. Jerome Baker did have 1. He is an interesting middle linebacker to develop. So we move on to the second game in preseason. I said I will not play this one, but we do end up losing to the Falcons. Jacoby Brissett did throw 2 touchdowns in this one, as A.J. McCarron is the backup quarterback in Atlanta now. He threw a touchdown. Matt Ryan also threw a touchdown. And Devontae Parker had 3 for 44. Albert Wilson had the only, actually Grant and Wilson both had receiving touchdowns out of our receiver group. And then Van Ginkel did get in for a sack. And now we will move on to game number 3 as we take on Joe Burrow. Burrow versus Tua. This was the the big hype going into NFL Draft 2020. Who was going to go first, Burrow or Tua? It was a debate for a little bit, but I think everybody knew it was going to be Joe Burrow. He returns from injury this year. We'll see how he does as well. So we're going to start this game out in the second quarter, and you can already see here are the Bengals striking again, and it's a 14-0 game to start out this matchup here in the final preseason game. Remember, there's 3 now. So Tua is at home in the rain nonetheless, and let's see what he does. Here he is in the shotgun, throwing across the middle, and that is going to be knocked away. Mike Gesicki can go up and get it, and I love testing that, and I'm definitely going to use that mismatch for sure. 3rd and 10 this time. Tua gets stripped on this one, and it's going to be a scoop and score. The Bengals go up 21-0 here in the second quarter. And it looked like Tua may have just lost that throw. Just take a look. It may just be the animation, but take a look at this throw. He tried to get rid of it, and the ball just kind of fell out of his hands. I'm not sure if that was knocked out, but it looked like he just dropped it, to be honest. So here we are down 21-0 here in the final preseason game. There will be growing pains. As the Miami Dolphins, I looked at their odds this year. They're expected to win about 9 to 9.5 games. I'm not sure. They definitely overachieved last year. I got to say that because, remember, people predicted them to win 5 games. They won, I believe it was 11, and they did not make the playoffs. But, hey, I think they're a good football team, but I think this team still needs some development. So Tua misses that long pass there to an open man. Here's a 2nd and 10. Throw to left side. There is the new acquisition this offseason. That is Will Fuller. He will play at either the number 1 or 2 receiver. I'm not sure which one, but it's a first down. So here is Tua, play action fake now. Throwing on the run. He's got Jalen Waddle, the rookie, breaking a tackle to the 1. Pushed out right before the goal line. Great throw, great catch. Tua throws on the run. Right on the money to Jalen Waddle, and that's what you expect a rookie to do that is a first-round pick. And now it's 1st and goal. Myles Gaskin into the game. He gets the handoff. That is a touchdown. Myles Gaskin punches it in from the 1-yard line, and now it is a 21-7 game before half. And now there's about 2 minutes left. Here is Burrow now back out onto the field. Here's our defense getting pressure on him, and Agba does hit him on that throw. And now it falls incomplete, bringing it to a 3rd and 10. Here is Burrow again, throwing across the middle, just over the outstretched arm of Davis. It's completed to Tyler Boyd for the first down. So now here they are at their own 36 now, 2nd and 6, throwing. The screen pass is picked off. Andrew Van Ginkel to the 10, the 5, touchdown. Our defense making plays in the preseason, and that is Andrew Van Ginkel out of Wisconsin. Look at him. He actually had quarterback contain on that one. Ended up being a perfect play call as they tried to run the screen pass, and Van Ginkel was right in the right place. It went from 21-0 to 21-14. We're right back in this game. So here is Burrow now under center just before halftime, throwing to the left side. He's got Auden Tate down the left sideline, beating Byron Jones, eventually run down. And that one will be a huge gain. Byron Jones went for the deflection and just straight up missed it. So inside the 10 now. Here's a throw to the end zone. Tyler Boyd, touchdown. The Bengals strike again, 28-14. is we want to see what we can do here. Let's see what our 1-minute drill offense looks like. Here is Tua back out on offense. He's going to air this out one-on-one to Gesicki, who goes up and gets it. It's going to be a catch, a big-time one for Gesicki. That is why he is such an advantage. He has the size, and he has the strong hands. 35 seconds left here in the first half. Throwing to the right side. Wide open is Will Fuller. He just runs out of bounds. It's a first down, though. He was all by himself. So pistol formation with the tight end next to him. Here's Tua. This time just flinging it off his back foot. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Jalen Waddle, the rookie out of Alabama. He starts out this season healthy, and we'll see if we can keep him healthy, but this was such a beautiful throw. Look at Tua off his back foot, just flings it, and Jalen Waddle is there in traffic, going up and getting it. It's a touchdown. That's a welcoming sight. The former Alabama teammates finding their first touchdown together in the league. This is going to be a whole lot of fun rebuilding this Dolphins team. We end up losing this game 38-42, a high-scoring game. But I loved what I saw just from the potential of this offense. I think that our offensive weapons, especially the receivers, will definitely shine here this season. I don't know how long we will have this much speed together, but I think this first season is going to be a whole lot of fun. Jalen Waddle with 97 speed is definitely going to be somebody we're going to use quite a bit. Will Fuller with 95 speed, he's going to be fun as well. He's our best route runner on the team. It's going to be interesting, man. I think this offense is going to be explosive. I just worry about the defense. Our secondary is good, but can we get pressure on the quarterback and allow our cornerbacks to really make plays, and our safeties? We'll have to see. A few upgrades here before the start of season number 1, which will begin next episode. Bernard McKinney will have an upgrade. Jerome Baker, both our middle linebackers, will be very, very good together. Baker's only 24 years old, and he's already number 21 ranked. That's pretty good for our backup middle linebacker. Raekwon Davis will also get an upgrade. He is only 24. I love that we have, a lot of good young players on this squad that we can just develop, along with Christian Wilkins and Raekwon Davis. Those two up front are very young. And then we have Myles Gaskin at running back. It's going to be interesting. I want to see him develop this year. We'll see if he can turn into something here in this franchise. I'm excited for the journey. Hope you guys are too. We did go 1-2 in the preseason, and you can just see we were 12th in offensive points per game. We were 15th in defensive points per game, so we were right in the middle of the pack there. But we went 1-2. Hope you guys enjoyed the preseason. And next episode, we will start season number 1 in the regular season. I will go over our final roster, our final 53, along with the practice squad, so you don't want to miss that. So hit subscribe, hit that like button. Stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.
I like getting money, I got time to get it. Target on me, so my car's a tenant. Dancing with the devil, I don't bargain with it. Bobbing in the dash, and the stick is with it. And I hit the 4-5 on the west side. But I'm from the east side, this how we slide. This how we ride, yeah, this how we ride.